All right, Grand Rising, everyone. It's Shay Seeking or Shalonda again. And yeah, we're just on a mission here. Like, I'm sitting here and we're still going to go ahead and go back into, I don't know, just today I'm feeling like it's just one of them days. It's just on me. It's on me. So we're still going to be in First Corinthians and we're going to go ahead and still talk about the head covering. But I want to kind of just do some brief little videos like this about the covering before we go into it. And then I want to do something on this conversation of Solomon with the angel from the kebra nagast. And what else was it that I wanted to do? I wanted to also, it was something else that was important. Talk about Sheba and the spice. So again, all of this I feel is correlating with the whole symbolic nature of the Afghan issue, the spiritual portion of it. Rather than what, again, we're perceiving or we're seeing, what it actually is really possibly talking about. And again, so we're going to go ahead and read this really quick. Okay. So again, this is prophetic. And again, just in case, like I said, I see the energy of Solomon. Again, sometimes I feel like I'm in that energy, again, being a seer, seeing from that point of view. And then I also see others that are in that energy that I run across, again, more than likely on social media, right? Because that's where basically everybody is at. So I'd be wondering sometimes, do these people even know what they're saying when they're saying it, right? So again, that's that one mind kind of mentality where, again, sometimes instead of this being a certain individual, it's the energy or the spirit or that connection to these particular people coming through the bloodlines or lineages, again, and using us as vassals to see. When it comes to your Akashic records, it's almost like, feels like an ancestor is kind of stepping in. And so now that the books are open, like I said, I feel like that's what it's saying. So, okay. So again, this is 63. Whew. Okay. This is 63. And it says, this is the conversation of Solomon with the angel. And it said, then Solomon turned and looked at the angel, stretched out both his hands and said, my Lord is the coming of the Savior. Excuse me. My Lord is the coming of the Savior of which thou speakest, near or far off. Okay. So again, in this, yeah. Okay, so again, this is also signs and symbols where a strong soul sibling is actually in my mind right now. Like I said, the energy, I feel like there's like a in sync message right today between me and that individual. I'd be wanting to yeah. Okay. All right, because and that's what I'm saying about prophecy revealing. I kind of see why sometimes it's in code, right? And then what parts do you leave in code and which parts do you reveal? Because again, if we're talking about things being at stake, where someone, they know who I'm talking about, right? Okay. So then, it's making me think about the art of war in a sense. Not saying that, like I said, I'm just saying like that kind of calculated move. So again, then Solomon turned around and looked at the angel, stretched out both his hands and said, my Lord is the coming of the Savior of which thou speakest, near or far off. And the angel answered and said unto him, he will come in 33 generations from thy seed, okay, and will deliver you. but Israel will hate their Savior and will be envious of him because he will work signs and miracles before them. So again, sometimes I feel like we miss these so-called saviors or messages again. Like when you look at some of these movements, there's a lot of women that end up passing right along with the males. And so again, when we're or silence once the male counterpart or consort or companion or connection, there's usually something that comes in the way, some kind of snitch or somebody that is someone is intentionally trying to throw someone under the bus. So again, I'm saying this so that, again, if someone is wondering or looking to me or I'm looking for them for some kind of confirmation that, or some kind of sign, this is what I feel like this whole thing of prophecy or exposing plan. So people can, maybe that might be your blind spot, right? And so again, someone helps you see. Okay. So again, I think that this is something that happened before, and I feel like it's happened again already, and maybe we're at a time where it's now. I mean, like I said, I don't know why I'm called, but once I started reading, I just picked a little portion and started reading it. It reminded me again of the continuance of this prophecy that we're talking about. So now I see why Source kind of brought me here into this particular page. Okay. So, and will deliver you. Yeah, but Israel will hate their Savior and be envious of him. So when we use that word him, just know that in etymology, him or he can also be here. Let me just look again, just so we can clarify this. Because I know he is, right? And I believe him is too. Right? Because then we're dealing with masculine and feminine energy, and we're dealing with somebody that would be, again, more in that masculine kind of strong, mental. So like even like going through a rites of passage with all this tumultuous and energy that has been going on, it's kind of it's like a preparedness, right? A mental, right? So again, that brings you more into that, the soft girly part, right? Kind of has to die for a moment. And you have to get into that strategic warrior almost spirit. So again, we take him here, and it leads you back to, again, he. And then when we go to he, it leads you back to she, right? All right. So again, we could be talking about a male or a female. And so again, how we miss this all the time is because we live in a patriarchal society that, again, despises women, and again, make it seem as though they are not compatible when it comes to any type of anything but, right? Okay. So again, it's the pairing of that wisdom within the woman, and then again, the other energy that will be in the male, that protection. So even when we're talking about that covering of the head, and we actually really start breaking that word down, it's about covering your head, making sure your head is covered, right? So, and that's protected too, because again, if the head or the matriarch or the queen or the empress is not protected, that leaves her, as the masculine physical or feminine physical, that would be warrior or that protector, as they leave from that collective whole, again, it leaves for strife and envy and jealousy, right? And it leaves for, again, a large amount of entities, right, that are looking to possibly not have her best interest at heart. So again, leaving her unprotected around that, when we're talking about sorcery and people using other kind of craft, it leaves the person vulnerable. Same thing with the males. If you leave, then it leaves them vulnerable to, again, that type of mischief as well. So we're just looking at it in general. Okay, we're just looking at it in general. Let's see. But regardless, again, it could be both of them. So again, both of these individuals are going to be feeling that type of heat in society, amongst friends, amongst family. You're going to feel like, there's no one. And so again, if they can also keep you two apart, or wedge someone in between, then again, that is, and I'm just saying this because I know that there's several of these couplings or connections, right, that are going on right now. And it's all because of a reason. It's not just for fun and giggles and stuff like that. And, art, all that other stuff, the chaotic stuff. It's actually about a moving into something together to then build something together. And so it wouldn't make any sense for the emperor to be building with the bees that are in the hive, and while they are attacking the queen or the empress, or leaving her vulnerable and not covered, right? Or them being able to get gifts and things, whether it's spiritual gifts or being in tune with certain information, and leaving the queen there by herself, and then she's not even tapped. You see what I'm saying? There's a binding spirit or a blinding spirit on her where she can't even see what's going on. So then they can cause that strife between, again, the two, and then again, that's where it all falls down, right? Hold on one second. Yes, I am. Hold on. No, just leave it there. I'm reading one more sentence or whatever, and I'm done. Or a couple more. Okay. So again, but Israel will hate their Savior and will be envious of him, like I said, or her, because he or she, again, will work signs and miracles before them, and they will crucify him and will kill him, but he shall rise again and deliver them. For he is merciful to the penitent, and good to those who are his chosen ones. Behold, I tell you plainly that he will not leave in Sheol his people Israel, by whom the pearl hath been carried. Okay. So, okay. So again, peace be unto thee. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's just read the whole thing. All right. When the angel of the Lord has spoken these words unto Solomon, he said unto him, peace be unto thee. And Solomon answered and said unto him, my Lord, I beseech thee, I will ask thee one question. Be not unheedful of my cry. And the angel said unto me, speak, ask me thy question, and I will make thee known what I have heard and seen. Okay. So again, all this stuff is lining up again with things that have come across in the past 24 hours. And like I said, sometimes it is actually where I'm seeing it as if it's me, and it's actually me seeing it again through someone else's eyes. And actually, some portions of it is, I think, for me to see, and some portions is for that other half to see. Because if you think about it, if we're old souls or whatever, and we're back here again, some of us have been back here, like plan to come back or just send back together because of the work that was done, so again, that I don't know, it's just it's like, I don't know, wonderful. I don't know what it is. It's just amazing. So again, it's time, it'd be hard to get it together, I think, sometimes. Okay. And then again, some people hold still that information where they're actually still aware of it, and some of us have forgotten. So it's, we are remembering throughout it. And some are attacked, again, in spiritual warfare. So again, it's not fair, but it is what it is. And then, you just have to deal with it, and you got to keep on rolling with the punches, right? Right? Because at the end of the day, it don't matter. Once you know you connected to source and you here for a reason, and then nothing, everything else can go, then, it is what it is. Okay? So it says, he said unto him, peace be unto thee. And Solomon answered and said unto him, my Lord, I beseech thee, I would ask thee one question. Be not heedful of my cry. And the angel said unto him, speak, ask me a question, and I will make thee known to what I have heard and seen. And Solomon said unto him, I am grieved because of Israel, his people, again, or her, right? Okay. Or them together, or whatever. Okay. Whom he hath chosen as his firstborn, from among all the ancient tribes of his inheritance. Tell me, will they be blotted out after the coming of the Savior? Okay. So it says, and the angel of God answered him and said unto him, yea, I have told thee that they will sacrifice the Savior. So again, sacrifice also could mean to, get rid of or remove. It doesn't always have to. Hold on. Okay, offering of something to a deity as an act of propitiation or homage, that which is offered in sacrifice. Okay, sacred rites. Okay, to make, to do, to set, to put. Okay, to offer something. So again, in my eyes, again, because I was just looking at something about, it's funny when they're talking about the Taliban in the Americas, I think back in the 1800s. I didn't go into it. I just kind of saved it for a second, but it just seemed like the story is repeating itself in a sense. And then it leads me back to Sheba, right? And again, we're in the kebra nagast right now. And it leads me back to, again, this whole Afghan issue and how, again, they put, like I said, this is all, I'm looking at it all like dimensional, okay? And they say, they had a little quick, brief clip that said that, the soil, any of the soil cannot be removed, is valuable to them. So it's going to stay and all these other things or whatever. And I don't know if this stuff, like I said, is to put fear in people's heart. I know they're speaking of Afghan, trying to make us think again that this is something, the physical part or the visual part of it. We're seeing things carrying out on land somewhere else. But again, I feel like it is also, again, something that should be taken into account when it comes to spirituality and when it comes to Slav trading. Even, in this day and age, the way that you saw those people packed up on the airplane, in the 1800s, 1700s, it'd be like looking like the same thing as the prints that we saw, right? They're just graphs. They're just drawn out images of what we saw, or diagram. What do you call it? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Sketches or whatever of the boats. There was no actual boats. So again, what is going on here? Like, what is this? Is this just some kind of tactic to involve us in some type of fear energy or something like that? So again, I just look at it in all different ways. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Okay. Sometimes I feel like it's also a way to have somebody abandon their throne so that others can move in on what they have. And again, it's just a way. Okay. So again, sacrifice, the act of losing something. So again, if you look in the media, you'll see that that energy is all there. But, like I said, we're here to send that back, all that energy back in the other direction. We're here to weave or create, right? A better day, an outcome. And we won't let that type of energy distract us in that sense. Okay. So again, it seems like, again, when we're talking about capitals, we're talking about cabal or Kabul, and we're talking about all this stuff and how they're saying that these people were left and everything like that. Again, in a sense, if they're looking for that spice, or they look at these interpreters as something that is valuable, which low key means some of us, right? Okay. So if we're talking in that manner, that's saying almost as though they're going to sacrifice, again, some of us in that way. Okay. Possibly by, leaving you in a certain situation where another group can come in and invade your space or your dome or your vassal or your, what did we call it the other day? Interior, right? See, now y'all make me want to put the videos back up. For those that actually do, watch. So again, it says also for a mistake or a fault or a failure. So again, how they keep bringing up this whole thing of how we left our stuff there and now they use the stuff and everything like this. Well, again, I look at it too, as in some of these bases and some of these things that I've seen moving into some of these communities, and it's like the Desert Storm colors of like the tan. So I wonder again, is that symbolic for something that, again, if people are moving in or coming in through our northern border or something like that, or just wherever they're being brought to, if they're coming here as refugees, and then what are they? What's the real deal here? What is it going to turn into? Are weapons waiting for these people so that they can also go and come into your neighborhoods in the middle of the night with these particular weapons? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this is the perception that they're trying to get us to perceive now on the media. Okay, so once you tie that all in, we either got, we can talk it up as if it's going to be something that actually comes, or we can actually, turn that back around, that energy back around by seeing it, examining it, and knowing what's going on here. So again, this is all that we're doing here. Right? So they keep saying that this is Biden's mistake and all this stuff, leaving and everything like this, and leaving those people abandoned, and leaving this temple or the embassy abandoned. So again, I will tell you to look at embassy and etymology. All right. And, like I said, spiritually, are we talking about leaving people open to be exposed or raped, or what I'm saying, like that? Because we're still talking so much about, we're not talking about the issue, we're talking about the things that might come along with these things, as if we're preparing to take this in as if it would be something, right? So again, is it a mistake, or was it done on purpose? Because I said what I'm going to say. Something is not right here on many different levels and scales. Past, present, and future. Again, and maybe I'm just, like I said, maybe I am just telling my story now. Because they say about this whole invasion of the 20 years or whatever. And I'm wondering also, what does that also represent spiritually for us here that may have been having that monitoring spirit around you for a very long time? A person that is sacrificed in order to gain an object. Again, it talks about how the palace or the house was the most beautiful in the area and all this other stuff, And then I think about the positioning of my place. And, and feeling, again, energy around, right? Strange activity around. Okay. Okay, a loss entitled by giving up, selling something at less than its value. The act of killing an animal or person. Again, in Black's Law Dictionary, I think it's very interesting what it says about animals, like I said, and things like that. In order to propitiate a deity. So again, that's the same word we just used here. That's funny, because that was my first time even seeing that word. To propitiate the act of killing in order to propitiate a deity. So again, is this also to hold on, we're gonna have to look at propitiate, because again, like I said, I feel like sometimes this has something to do with with idol worship. Other people that have been put in positions precisely and prior to, and been set up all the way good and straight so that they could be moving quick, and also being able to use sorcery and everything else and any kind of roadblocks against the original people, while taking the information as copycat energy from the original people in order to have them be able to maneuver and move as they can as pawns in the game of Monopoly to take all the damn pieces on the board. And you could just say whatever you want, but it is what it is. And some of them people look like us. And you could just whatever you want to do with it at the end of the day. Matter of fact, I know who they is. And you probably do too. Okay? Let's see what it means. To appease, right? So again, if they want to kill this one because they're doing miracles, and they're jealous of this one because they're doing miracles, then what are they doing? They're building an idol. Something that's in the likeness of that first thing. Right? And so again, I do feel that energy as if someone is coming. Good. So it's like kind of like the land grab energy. Because if you go back and look at, if you go back and look at who was grabbing the land, I'm just saying, if you go back and look like I did the video about who was entitled to patents, and again, some of us can have these particular individuals in our family, but again, the people that were getting them were those that were coming in to help the United States corporation in order to, again, it just is the way it is, to take the land from the actual people. Okay, so yeah, all right. So again, we're okay. Atonement. Okay. Hold on. I don't want to. Hold on a second. Let me finish doing what I'm doing. I will eat it in a second, please.
I'll just throw it
Okay,
away.
don't. I'm recording and I did not pause it. I told you I'm going to eat my stuff when I eat it. Watch out. I can't eat while I'm talking. Hold on a second. Okay, so again, forward or appease, seek, strive after, to make for, to rush. Okay, so again, this is a rush effect. So again, I couldn't, okay, I couldn't be scared off the land. I couldn't be moved off the land. I didn't get lured off the land. So again, now,
Hello?
yeah, hold on one second. So again, this is a move. And so it's a move on many different levels, right? So again, whatever it is, like I said, a rushing towards, eager, of God's, with little g's, disposed, a mercy seat, a place of atonement. Okay, so again, I'm just wondering, is this a mercy seat, and this is why I'm good here? You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me, all of the methods of madness that have been used again over the past couple of months, like to disperse my family out of the house, that happened, right? Okay, cool. But again, also to get me to actually vacate the place. And it's mine. And nobody's coming to take it. Not one person. Right? I see exactly what's going on. Even though it's feeling like this is a performance of something that happened past. Again, then there must be, again, going with the prophecy of the spring that happened with an ancestor of mine, which will be, again, Esther. I think biblically and in that book that these particular things were happening too back then. And so we're here again. And this is why I have been caught doing some of the same exact things that were in that book. In the drawer underneath the TV. Yes, it is. I put it in there. Okay. So again, it's right. So again, prophecy again of talking about Black Hawk and Elijah, which might be Elijah or Elihu or whatnot in this biblical text too. Okay. And the grafting in of his, I think, no, of him. Okay. Which reminds me again of, if we go there, Elijah Muhammad. And even this part over here was reminding me of Malcolm X for some reason that we were just reading. Even though, like I said, okay, so let's keep going. And then we still, we're looking at King as well here. Okay, crucify him and pour out the blood. Okay, so yes, I have told thee that they will crucify the Savior and pour out his blood on the wood of the cross, and they shall be scattered all over the world, right? So again, what are we talking about? Are we prepared this time? Or has there been that devastation or separation, right, that has happened? Because if we want to talk about that, King also has a lot of features. Like I said, he looked just like my uncle. My Uncle John anyway. But a lot of features also the same. But I also see another portion of that part where I feel he was being used as well. Where I can look back and see the part where I feel like I was being used by being distracted. I was already awake, right? I already knew what it was. That's what pissed me off. And then I went back to sleep, into a slumber. Well, not even really. It just was, like I said, a very distraction and traumatic experience at some point. War. And then now we're at a point in the journey where there's another shift that has occurred. Okay? Yeah. And so, again, maybe this is the part that I'm trying to say, right? So, again, they're going to be scattered all over the world. By who? What is this happening? Why does it look like everything is falling apart there in the east of the garden? And Solomon said, I weep for my people. Woe to people who from first to last have always provoked their creator to wrath. Okay? So again, it's almost like that part in the biblical text that we were reading yesterday that said that your fathers did the same thing or disobeyed in the same way, you know. And listen, it's the same thing we just said right now. It's the same thing we just said right now when I said about the whole thing with Germans, and they brought up Germany today too, which I thought was very strange and random on the media. So the same thing what I was saying. I'm not trying to cause division. I'm just telling you what it is. And those people, these exalted women within the community that just came out of nowhere, all the way prepared and full packed with this information, I'm trying to tell you what it is. They descendants of them. And it's not even in that energy. I'm just saying it's in that energy where, okay, you're like your father. You're like your father. It's that energy. That isn't even personal against the person. I see what's attached to your back. Just like they probably can see mine. So it ain't even about the places and everything like that. It's about the energy that's behind it. I didn't ask to have that. You see what I'm saying? It's not personal against the individuals. It's the energy that's on their back. And the same thing, what we just talked about in the biblical text, that all those tribes, all those groups, even the Assyrians, even these people were going to rally up against that one. Because again, it comes back to being the one true, whether it is a companionship between a divine masculine and feminine physically. But I know one thing, I'm a part of it. I know one thing that I'm a part of it. And it's only one true empress. And right now, I feel like it's of the world. And that's why the world is on the back. That is, the world is using their power and their might to do certain things. It just is. Rather, they've done it already, and now we're coming to a point where it's time to wake up and rise. Again, there has been hardly any guidance until now. When I'm saying that guidance, I mean, but I guess it feels like there's nothing you supposed to really do. That it's already getting worked out in that realm. It's already, I may not be able to see it. You know, like I said, I talk too much. I say, you know, that's what it comes with, that seeing ability, right? So again, it may be, I don't filter it for no sides of the party. It is what it is. You're going to get it how it is. It's full circle, and take what resonates with you and use it how you want to. Again, I ain't never here to tell you what it is or ain't. I'm just simply telling you what it looked like to me. So again, there's somebody out there that can affirm, like I said, that this has already happened. And this target has been there, this monitoring spirit has been there for a very long time. It's just the activation or the awakening that's caused a stir. Okay, so again, always provoke their creator to wrath. Again, also looking in that mother of all energy. Even with that Lilith energy, by bringing in Eve, which would have been an idol that would have been brought in, right? And those who have been before me are unworthy to have mercy shown unto us because of the evil of our works. For we are a faithless generation. Woe, woe unto those who shall pour out innocent blood and slander a righteous man. I feel like that's a part of that prophecy we just looked at. And divide his spoil. Again, that's the bag we've been talking about. Spirit is telling what's going on right now. It's the end. It's all done. It's all done. I'm just I'm saying I'm waiting on the orders, but again, right? It's a done deal. It's a done deal. So that was the rush. As we're talking, the sun is beaming in here. Right? And who neither believe in him, in his word, nor walk in his commandments. So again, the whole thing, what they just said on the media about now it's time to, it's too late. The women are being silenced. It's overnight. So again, today I see the difference in the energy, like I said, about the message being spread. And so there we go. There we go. It was already being monitored and oppressed, my channels and my platforms. And now it's even more. I felt the shift almost like a light switch when I woke up this morning. And I don't know why I was scrolling and I saw falling. And I said, it made me giggle because it made me think that somebody want me to think that that's what my situation is. And I'll have them know that it's not. I have them know that we're starting to see who they are and pointing them out, and that's them that are falling. So, and divide his spoil. And so again, while the dividing of a spoil, what do you think? Other entities were using their strength and power to keep them stagnant.